This is creepy.
One of the lawsuits that was previously filed against Diddy has been updated, and it now includes Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, aka Beyonce's husband. You know I read the lawsuit, so let me give you a recap of what is being alleged in this one. So the lawsuit was filed by an Alabama woman who says that when she was 13 years old, Sean Combs and Sean Carter drugged and raped her at an after party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. The plaintiff, who was going by Jane Doe in this lawsuit, alleges that sometime around September 7th in the year 2000, when she was just 13 years old, she got dropped off near the Radio Music Hall because she wanted to attend the VMAs. So she wasn't having much luck getting into the award show, so she started speaking with some of the limo drivers who were parked around the area. One of the drivers tells her that he actually works for Diddy, and according to the lawsuit, he tells her that Diddy likes young girls and that she fits what he was looking for. So this driver and this 13-year-old child arranged for her to be picked up by the driver after the show and taken to an after party that Diddy was going to be attending. So everything goes as planned. The driver picks her up, and according to the lawsuit, when she arrives to this after party, she signs what she now believes to be an NDA. And according to her, there was widespread use of things to get you intoxicated. And after accepting a drink herself, the plaintiff, who again was 13 at the time, quote, began to feel woozy and lightheaded. The plaintiff goes on to say that she goes into a room, and soon after entering into this room, Sean Combs, aka Diddy, enters the room along with defendant Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, and a female celebrity who the lawsuit is noting as Celebrity B. Celebrity B? What's that supposed to mean? The lawsuit says that
Beyonce
immediately recognized all three of these celebrities, and from this point, the suit says that Diddy threw the plaintiff
Bruno Mars.
her again and threw her on the bed. He then, according to this lawsuit, began removing her clothing. The suit goes on to allege that the plaintiff was then held down by Sean Carter as he engaged with her, and while Combs and Celebrity B watched. The suit says that after Sean Carter finished,
Justin
he stepped
Bieber
back toward the wall, and then Diddy stepped up and began engaging with this 13-year-old child while Carter and Celebrity B watched. The suit goes on to allege that Diddy then knocked the plaintiff down and attempted to force her to engage with him in other ways. It says that she fought back, standing up quickly and punching out at the same time, hitting Diddy in the neck. As a result of her hitting him back, the lawsuit says that Diddy was a bit surprised, and that's when the plaintiff took the opportunity to grab her clothing and her shoes and run out of the room. The lawsuit says that this plaintiff then ran out, and she eventually found her way to a gas station in which a female clerk noticed her and let her use the phone. The 13-year-old then calls her father, admitting that she lied to him about her whereabouts, and she asked him to pick her up. The dad comes and picks her up, and from there, the suit says that the plaintiff fell into a deep depression, which continues to affect every facet of her life. She now suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and a seizure disorder caused by stress and trauma. She has had difficulty maintaining normal relationships and lives largely withdrawn from society. And so that is why she is suing and why she has updated this lawsuit to include Jay-Z. The plaintiff's single cause of action is for violation of New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act, which is the act that a lot of these celebrity SA lawsuits have fallen under over the last year, so it's basically falling under that. A statement has already been released and posted on Roc Nation's Instagram account, which says that, quote, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Child, I want 2024 to end so bad.
To come back now and say, make it criminal? You could have said that back then. This is Diddy's case, and you are the co-assailant. And you still won't acknowledge him. You still won't say his name. That's a lot easier to do when allegedly you're a government informant as well. All of the things that was said in that god-awful statement, the one thing that should have been said was, Diddy and I have been friends for years, though his situation is unfortunate, and I'm praying that he will be found innocent. I did not do this with him. Meanwhile, you're talking about words like honor and valor and saying what people lack in integrity. You have none, sir. Because if you really wanted to sue somebody, you should have sued me by now. Let's talk about the statement. Let's get the details straight. Is it just me? Or did nobody catch that there was no mention of Diddy? There was no mention of Diddy. He talked about how heinous everything was. And he talked about how if all of it is true, there should be criminal charges. He talked about this and he talked about that. Of course you want there to be criminal charges so the feds can come in and cover up your crimes like they've been doing for almost 30 years. You freak! What's wrong with him? Have you been getting away with red rum for so long that you didn't think you was gonna have to pay the piper, Sean? I told you on Pierce, you will respond. Jay-Z doesn't respond to anybody. Jay-Z doesn't respond to anybody, especially if it's not the truth. Jay-Z doesn't respond to anybody. Jay-Z doesn't, they walk off and they pretend like it doesn't even happen and the money just keeps on going. And Jay-Z doesn't respond. And Jay-Z doesn't respond. Guess what, bitch? I made you fucking move, didn't I? I made you move, ho. I made you speak.
Beyonce's mum, Tina Knowles, has entered the chat after Jay-Z was publicly accused of essaying a 13-year-old girl. Beyonce's mum, Tina Knowles, liked a post about it. People are pretty shocked. They're saying this is very messy of her. When I first saw this viral tweet, I thought it was fake. I did the research, it's not. Tina Knowles 100% did in fact like a post by AB7 Chicago News saying that Jay-Z has been accused of essaying a 13-year-old girl. Wow! This of course comes after the huge news that Jay-Z has been accused of essaying a 13-year-old girl with Diddy. This apparently happened back in 2000 and Jay-Z has strongly denied these claims. In a statement he said that he and Beyonce will have to sit their kids down, including explaining to Blue Ivy what is happening because she's old enough to understand. So yeah, why do you guys think that Tina Knowles liked a tweet about it? Do you think she is indeed being messy, as people on Twitter are saying, or she genuinely liked it by accident while catching up on the news? Let me know what you think in the comments.
You want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere. forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
Like, so many people are trying their hardest to associate Jay-Z with this Diddy situation, but I don't really see any evidence of it myself.
I don't care about Jay-Z.
Okay.
I sold Reasonable Doubt, so I get no giving. That's his, that man, whatever's going on with him is on him. I just can't spend so much time worried about another man and what they do and how they feel and how people perceive them. You know, I got my own shit to be worried about. I got to get this money. I'm independent. You know, that whole situation, those people are in my rear view. Pause. So I don't care. On a human level, if the shit is true, you know, I'm curious to know how true it is. But, you know, based on my experiences and the fact that I wanted to get away, I personally made the decision to get away from that camp. So, you know, that was my personal experiences. I didn't want to be over there. Things weren't, you know what I mean? Like morally, we weren't, it's just not the same fabric. So that's why I went and did my thing. I'm not as tolerant as certain things.
Should the NFL end their relationship with Jay-Z? Meet me in the comments.